Hi, I'm Dick. This video is the part 2 of episode 3.3, and the subject is still Power BI Unlocked, a demo of advanced usage of max-x and min-x and temporary data table in matrix. Let's continue to complete the depth measure of m value. Before I am going to fill in the value, suddenly I come to realize that if I am going too far, well, actually this series of video is supposed for those who have some experience, some knowledge of Power BI. Okay, let's step back a little bit and doing a simple matrix visual. Just for reference only, huh? All right, I create a page 2, and then I insert a matrix. Okay, I make use of the sales quantity. All right, city at the row, product at the columns, and then quantity, fill in the values. All right, and then I do some formatting. Bingo. Of course, we need to add the filter, the slicer of year. And a slicer of month. Okay, now it comes to the question whether we are satisfied with this simple matrix. This is our need that complicated the situation. If you are okay with this, then done. We don't need to do anything. Just accept this standard matrix visual. Now, because our need, it makes our world complicated. We want to find for model 1, which city is with the maximum sales quantity down below the total, and which city with the minimum sales quantity down below the total or down below the maximum. And then we want the percentage of max over total, minimum over total, right? And the quantity, city. Here at the right hand side, we want the same pattern of information. So this is what the typical matrix visual cannot achieve. And that's why we need to do something very tricky. All right? Of course, the need not from yourself, maybe from your manager, supervisor, or maybe your need of presenting the sales performance so that you can manage well your sales and you are doing the analysis, something like that. All right? So if our need is simple, then the effort we need is also simple. Go back to our main report. And then we are going to create 2 slicer, the year slicer and month slicer. Okay. And another 2 slicer. Now, the first one is rows to show. Here, city to X and total. And another one is total to max over min. And the columns to show same product and statistics. Similar. Okay. And besides, I also need to create a 3 measure table. I do it behind scene. Now, the first one is the color code. Now, you can see that there is a number of color for font and background color I will use. And they are all hexadecimal code of color. So just list it out here and I will tell you where and how I use it. Then the second measure table I'm going to create, actually I do the copy and paste behind scene. All right, and this is actually individual measure for the individual column name of the header city and header product. Of course, some field with the common name, I just create one. And then the third one is matrix measure. Here, matrix measure. This is the critical measure table. I am going to store the measure that fill in the value in the matrix, the measure that determine the font color, and the last one is the one that fill in the background color of each cell. Under the matrix measure, I also need to create 2 accessory measure, which serve to save my typing effort. Let me create it first, and then I will tell you how and where I am using it. Now, this is the city header string. Now, I use the statistics city, the data table of statistics city. This data table store all the statistics row name, and I also has the corresponding statistics product. Now, this why I need this because there are 2 parts of rows and columns. One is the in the way of column. One is the model. All right, this is the first part, and the second part is the statistics column from total to min, max over min. Max over min, you see here. So when I fill in the cell, I need to make sure where I am. which cell I am. Now it's just a coordinate, all right? And then I need to do the housekeeping, delete the column 1. And this, I'm using concatenate X, then use the statistics city data table and use this column header and using slash as the separator, all right? Then I also create another one, the product header string, same. Actually, what this two-new measure look like, the best way is to show its content by clicking on the add to field well. All right, you see here. Let me expand it. Total slash max.city, max.qty slash. And you see this is city, maximum city, minimum city. And then the product header string. Same, total, max.product, max.quantity. Okay. Why we need this two measure? Before I'm telling the story, I better delete this tab. Now, suppose we are going to fill in the value of each cell. I call this cell, just similar to Excel. Now, Power BI for visual matrix, they fill in the cell one by one. All right, of course, I don't know the order, but I know the logic. Suppose we are in here. That means CTA model 1. I need to identify which area the current cell is located. Obviously, here, I need to test if I am under the model 1 under the CTA. All right, we can check it out. But sometimes if we are going to check this one by one, it's really time consuming and we need to write quite a lot of code. But we know that they fall into the same group. All right, there is two groups. One is the model plus the total. All right, here. One is the statistics here. And you see that the header string. Now, if the header does not found, is not found in the product header string, that means it must be in the group of model. I mean the header. If it is found in the product header string, I mean the header, the individual header, we can find the name inside this product header string. That means they must be here. Now, you will see that the formula for this main area, remember at the very beginning, I say, well, in the matrix, there is different area. This is the main area. In main area, the formula for the total is easy. So as long as I test that the cell is within the main area, the formula is easy. However, if I test that the cell is under the statistics section, I mean here, or here, the formula is different. Okay, this is the major purpose. All right, let's come to create the most critical measure. The M value. I call it M value. M stands for matrix. That means we fill in the data inside the matrix. Okay. M value equal to two variable VAR we need to create. It is when the Power BI cell pointer, I mean this, from cell to cell. I don't know which direction. Is it from the column or from the row? I don't know. But the most critical aspect I know is that when Power BI look through cell by cell, okay, and it look to the first cell, it must be the first cell, cell 1 CTA intersected cell. All right, this one. I need to know what about the header, what is the name of the column, and what is the name of the city. Okay, they are automatically selected. However, since the column header is from one data table, which is header product, and the row is from the header city data table, so I need to specify what is the model and city this cell is located. So first of all, hem city is equal to selected, VAR. Selected value, header city. All right, city, not F city. You may wonder why it's not F city, because we are clear. We place the F city as the row header and also the F product as the column header. Well, in Power BI, it doesn't matter which field or column. It does matter the location of the row. So when we put the F city in the row and then we call the selected value, it is okay to call any column. It doesn't matter because it assumes that the whole row is called, and then you can call out any column of that row selected. Okay, so here I can directly call city. Now remember, what is the difference between city and F city? It is the space ahead the content. Okay, so I don't need to use the trim function. Trim is eliminate of any trailing blank of the text. Okay. All right. Similarly, we call the temp product F product. Okay. The next one is return the switch true, of course, because there is so complicated of the row and column combination. They may be of different column name or different type of column and rows. So true should be the first parameter. All right. And then we remember before I am doing the insertion of this measure, I delimit the areas of the matrix. Remember, I define 8 area. The first area is the main. Okay, the main excluding the total. So how do we know that it is within the main? That means the column header, the row header, it is not found in the header string. Header string, remember I say I create the first 2 measures which can save my typing effort. It is the city header string. I use the concatenates function and also the product header string. Same. So if the temp city or temp product is not found in the header string, that means they are not the statistics column name. They are the model or the product, except it is total 1. Except it is total 1. So we need to test if the temp city is not found in the header string first, and the temp city is not equal to total 1. All right, same logic applied to the product. If so, we are sure we are inside the main area. Okay, let me complete the text so that you can have a solid idea of what I am talking about. Look at the formula I just create. Now, first of all, I use the if error, and then inside the if error, I use find. Find, same logic and meaning in Excel. All right, we find the temp city inside city header string. However, if it is not found, find will return error. If found, it will return the exact position of temp city, the first character of temp city inside city header string. Okay, so what we are looking for, because the city header string contains all the statistics column name or row name. All right, so if it is not found, that means it is the city name. All right, when find return error, that means it is the city name. So we will replace all the error with 0. Okay, so that's why you see here it is 0. We assign 0 to any error returned by find function. And then if it is equal 0, find. And then temp city not equal to text total 1. Now, text total 1 actually store the character of total 1. 1 is the number. Why I use a measure to store this wording total 1? Because in case when we reuse this total 1 many times, sometimes we may make some typo. If I use a measure to store this, and every time when I do logical evaluation, I use this measure, at least I'm sure I did not do any typo. Okay, this is the main advantage. All right, continue this logical comparison. And then I finish it by bracket, opening and closing bracket for this and condition. Then the second part, I use OR. If the second part OR is met, then we will execute this sum X. Now you see, the logic is similar. The only difference is instead of city, it is product. And then the header string, we are using the product header string. All right. So you see sum X filter because the quantity, the data come from another data table, sales quantity. Now you see that in matrix, the row header come from one data table, city header city. The column header come from product header, header product or product header product. And then the data come from sales quantity. So that's why we need to add the filter inside sum X and specify that, all right, the sales quantity city equal to temp city, sales quantity product equal to temp product. All right, we hit enter. And then replace this M value into values. Nothing comes out. What's wrong with this measure? Let me double check. Temp city equal to selected value, header city. No issue. Temp product equal to selected value, header product, F product. Sorry. I make a typo. I select the wrong column. It should be just product, because F product, we have the trailing length ahead the text. It cannot be used for logical comparison of text. That's why the filter failed to spot out those records. All right, I delete the F and hit enter. Bingo. See, we have the quantity filled in for the main area, but you see that the total here, what is this total? And it is boldface. Let me tell you something. This is the visual matrix subtotal or grand total. Well, this is not what we need and what we want, so I need to suppress it. I go to the format, and then you see column subtotal is on. Okay, disappear now. The row subtotal disappear too. All right, you see that? What about the statistics column and row? They don't show anything because all the cell under that column or the cell of that rows, no value. We call it null, N-U-L-L, null. So for a column, all the value are null. Power BI matrix visual will automatically eliminate this column. Row, the same case. Okay. Let's do some formatting. M value, comma. All right. And then the header, we should add some cosmetics. Row headers, boldface, and I like the color bright. Is font size is right, and then the column header. Choose the color bright. Boldface. So the column header should be a little bit bigger. So if it is bigger, then I do not need to adjust the column width. All right. Maybe the row header, I also need to choose 10. It will be good. Okay. Okay, we are going to do the row total for this column and column total for this row. All right. And in order to do that, we need to step back a little bit. Let me remove the M value. And then you see that there are 2 columns of total, 2 rows of total. All right. And we need to clearly state that under what condition. I mean, the condition is referring to what selection we take on the row slicer and column slicer. Now, if we click on the product, that means this total, I mean the first column of total should be shown. If we click on the statistics under the column slicer, then the second column of total should be shown. If nothing selected, then it should be the second total to be shown. All right, and the same logic apply to the city. I mean the rows to show. Okay, and at the same time, I also would like to address again the header text. Now you see the txt total, I show the word of total. Txt total 1, I show the word of total 1. Okay, now this is to avoid any typo, if any. All right, we are going to the M value, and then we add the formula at the end. Okay, first of all, we are going to do the column total under the row. All right, and here, if error, I need to add a comma on the last command, so that it means that we are continue to do the text for this switch. Okay, if error, fine. No. The temp city first, equal to text total, or temp city equal to text total 1. And if error, fine, temp product in the product header string. If not found, we are using the 0 under the if error. So ultimately, if it is equal to 0, that means the temp product is referring to those product, of course, except the total. All right. However, it has not yet been done because we still need to specify the condition or the selection of the 2 slicer, the row slicer and column slicer. All right. Otherwise, 2 column of total or 2 rows of total will be filled at the same time. It is not what we want. So let's see. We need to use the switch true. First of all, if nothing is selected under the 2 filter, so we are using the function is filtered. All right, D type equal to false, and is filter P type equal to false. And if it is equal to false, remember what I say, if nothing is selected, then we are going to show the second row of total. So the temp city must be text total, the second column. All right, temp city should be shown. Now we are still under the row city row. All right, we are still under this. Okay, so here we only fill in the city. We only fill in the total, not total 1. So you see that it is n, temp city equal to total. Okay, if so, we are filling in the sum x filter sales qty product equal to temp product. All right, and sums qty. Okay, now we complete the formula for filling the second row of total here. Okay, we also need to specify under what condition we are not filling this second row of total, but filling in the first row of total. So that's why I type comma at the end. Now assume that the row slicer, I select the statistics button. What are we going to show? All right, is filter B type. This time it is true, and the selected value of this type, okay, the D type is equal to statistics, okay, selected value D type equal to statistics. I'm sorry, this is text, equal to statistics and temp city. Now, because if we choose the click on the statistics, we are still going to show the second row of total, okay? So that's why the D type is true. I mean, its filter is true. And then the selected value is equal to statistics and the temp city equal to text total. I better copy that command because they are same. All right. Then the last one should be the city button is selected in the rows slicer. All right. So same is filter. D type is true. And the selected value of the D type equal to city. Now this time, because we are showing the text total one. So if D type is selected and city button is clicked, we only show the sum X for the first row of total. This one is total one. All right, total one. Under this condition, we won't fill in the value to text total. We only fill in the sum X result in the total one. All right. So I can just copy. Okay. Now this switch is belong to here, and we still need one closing bracket here, which is corresponding to the first switch. All right. Now we don't miss anything. Now it's easy, huh? You use the cell pointer, stop at the closing bracket. It will show you the position of opening bracket, so you would not miss anything. All right. Now let me hit enter. Of course, you did not see anything. We need to place the M value back to the values. Oh, sorry, there is no total. We need to find out why. Well, whenever there is low value return as desired, there must be some condition not fully met. So it's better to check any logical comparison before this and also the logical comparison of this line of command. All right, so let me go to the first one. Is there any situation that already fall into here? And that's why we cannot find out the result. Let's revisit this logical comparison. Find and it has to be the concrete city. All right, and then the city name does not equal to text total one. Or temp product. All right, all right. This is the major issue. I should not use or. It should be and, because this all the cell inside the main area should not be with the header founded in city header string and not the product header not found in the product header string, and the city cannot be equal to text cannot be equal to total one, and the product either cannot be equal to total one. Let me see, huh? Bingo, you see that they appear here. All right, I see the row total. Okay, you may wonder if this total are correct. Easy, you can export the data, all right, to Excel. I'm going to save the time because I already know that this total is correct. Of course, I prepare all the work. All right, and then now you see the row total is here, and then we are missing the column of total. So we need to see what happened. Of course, we only have the row total because we are just performing the testing for the city name. You see, it is start with the city. So we need to apply the same logic to column, product column. All right, then it's easy. I copy it. Now this is product. I should do the copy and paste. For this city, I change to product. And then for product, I change it to city. Just reverse. And it will be done. All right. Not D type, D type. This one, city. And D type, city. It is product. And this one, it should be city. This one, city. All right. And I copy and paste. Copy and paste, but delete the comma. And this one, I need to change the city to product. I pressed the escape too fast. Now, this is a good lesson. You need to be very careful when you editing the formula of a measure. You need to take care when you can press escape and when you cannot. And this is a very good lesson learned. This is a very good lesson learned. All right. Okay, I copy this command. And then I go back to change the city to product. Okay, let's see. We still don't have the product. Oh, this should be the city. All right, we have the city. But you see that the total is not wide enough. So I need to make it wider. Okay. And the column header, change it to, all right. Okay. It is quite common not to get one pass of the DAX formula. Sometimes you may have make some mistake or overlook some condition. Very common. What critical is you possess the patience to revisit your formula. All right. And now you see that the grand total here is missing because our M value does not meet the condition. Temp product and temp city all equal to total. Now you see here, all right, either the city equal to total and then the product are not within the product header string. The product equal to total or total 1 and the city not in the city header string. We don't have the condition for temp product equal to total, temp city equal to total. And that is true. Let me tell you something. Inside the matrix, you need to make your logic very clear. And Power BI is stubborn. They cannot do the missing thing for you. Bear in mind. Okay, then the next step is to fill in the next formula of the grand total here. But before we are doing that, I would like to go to Excel and then explain to you the complication. When we have two column total, you remember that? And two row of total here, there would be some complication. Here, I simulate the visual matrix. All right, this is the column, model 1 to model 7, CTA to CTJ, and we have two column of total, two row of total. Currently, in the screen of Power BI, we are showing this total. The temp city equal to total. The temp product equal to total. We are showing that because we don't have any selection with the two matrix, two slices. Okay, then if we click on the product and we click on the city, so the main area will still show, but the grand total becomes here, the yellow one, because this is our decision. When we click on the product, then the product column will show the total one. And then when we click on the city, then the total row will be the total 1 row. So here, you see that. All right, if we click on the product, so total 1 will be shown. I mean, click on the button of product, then the total 1 will be shown. All right, but we did not click on the city. Then the total row will be shown. Now here, you see that this is total row and this is total 1 column. That means the product. All right, the vice versa, which is reflected in the green background color. So there is a combination. We need to make sure which button is clicked on the slicer, and then the proper formula of the grand total is shown. Okay, then go back to the report view of Power BI and continue the DAX formula. Now we are going to fill in the grand total formula. So we continue the switch. Temp city. equal to tax total, or temp city equal to the tax one, and temp product equal to tax total, or temp product equal to tax total one. If the cell, column header and row header fulfill this condition, then we can do the further evaluation of switch. Here, first of all, we need to choose an anchor. We use the city, the row slicer as the anchor. So I need to set the whether the row slicer is selected. So it's filter D type. This is the header city. If it is selected, all right, then true or false. All right. If it is selected, we also need to determine which button is clicked. So another switch. Now this is selected value, B type. All right. First one is city. Second one is statistics. Okay. Then complete the switch. So if a city is selected, then I need to test what the column slicer is selected. All right. So it's filter the P type. And I need to close the bracket. If it is true, that means clicked. If this is false, okay. Now, if it is true, that means either one I click. Of course, if I click on the product, then the total one column is shown. If I click on the statistics, then the text total is shown. I do not need to bother because it will hide or show. All right, so I just put the formula. Is okay. But if the column slicer is not selected, I need to test if the column header, because if nothing is clicked on the column slicer, I only show the total, not total one. So I need to test it if it is total. If so, I can do the sum x function. Otherwise, no. Okay. And then for the statistics, same. I need to do the test. If the column slicer is clicked, it doesn't matter if I click on the statistics button of the row slicer, and then for the column slicer, it doesn't matter which button we click. I can still perform the sum x operation. But if the column slicer is not clicked, of course, I can only show the text, the total one. Now this one and this one, same. All right. Okay. Now we go to the false. It doesn't matter. We will go back and then revisit whether this switch condition is properly set. Okay, then we are going to test what we have clicked on the column slicer when the row slicer is not clicked. So it's filter the P type. True, false, and then close it. If true, now let's do the false first. It will be easy because when the row slicer is not clicked and the column slicer is not clicked, that means we must to ensure the city header and the column and the product header must be all total. So if temp city equal to tax total and temp product equal to tax total, then we can do the sum x. All right, then we go back to this one. Here is a little bit complicated. We still need to test whether the selected value of P type, whether it is product or it is statistics. Okay. No, don't miss the comma. Now here, the row header is row slicer is not selected, and then here the product is selected. So we need to make sure. The city, temp city, is total, and temp product is total one. All right. If so, then we can do the sum x. Then If statistics is selected, we need to make sure temp city equal to total, no change, and temp product equal to also total. If so, we can do the sum x. You may you may blame me why I do such a complicated switch logical comparison. Now, as I mentioned and emphasize again and again, because we want to show the column total and row total in the middle. And we also want the total appear no matter what button is clicked. We want all the time show the total. All right. Okay, let me hit the enter and to see if this part is correct. It's not correct. All right, let's look at this. Something wrong with one or more fields. And value. All right, the switch function is required. All right, it must be something comma we miss or what. Let's see. Usually we need to check out the bracket. Are they correct? Okay, this we miss one bracket. Now this bracket correspond to this if bracket. And then this if this also missed the if bracket. All right. Okay. This is we delete that excessive bracket. All right. Still not okay. Now, don't get frustrated. We need to fix it. We need to fix it. Okay, let's check it out. Whether we have some excessive comma. All right. This one we close the switch, and then the switch condition. Okay, this is the last switch which should not have the comma at this side. Let's see. All right, bingo. All right. See, we need to add the comma. And then let's try to click whether we have any missing grand total. If I click on the city, we don't have here. If I click on the product, I don't have here. So it's easy. Now we know the problem. Okay, let's revisit the M value text formula. Start from this line. City equal to text total or text total 1. All right. That means here either text total or text total or text total 1. And product string. That means they are the product. Okay. Then we go to switch. If the D type means city did not click, then product type is not clicked. Temp city. There may be something wrong with this. Let me also see the below command. Here. Product text total 1. That means the column, right? We did not click anything, and the D type is false. All right. Now I know what happened. Sometimes we may over condition the logical comparison. Now this is not correct. I mean this part is not correct. I don't need this because when this is false, the product is false. Because it is filling the row total. It doesn't need whether the city, I mean the row slicer, whether it is selected. And here, same. I over condition. Let's see. City. All right, we have that. And product. Yes, we have this row here. Yes, I over condition. I over condition of the column total and row total, and that's why the column total and row total did not appear. All right, but I still find that it is empty here. Now this is the when I press product, this is the total one. If I did not click on the city, this is the total. This is the total, the second row of total. This is the first column total. All right. So I need to double check. Now this time, this part I am okay because we already showed the column total and row total. And here, this one I am okay. I should go back to here. If city equal to text total or text total 1, I mean here, and then the product equal to 0. I missed one condition. The temp product should not be total text total 1. Then here also should not be text total 1. Let me see. Bingo. All are correct. You may wonder why, when I develop the material, develop this video, and why don't I do it one pass and tell you the correct answer? I can tell you that it is not the right thing. As a normal person, we often make some mistake or error. What's critical is how to debug. And then when there is something missing, then we need to revisit the formula. It is either happen in the current segment of the DEX, or it may happen with the previous lines of DEX formula. Of course, you may wonder how we can work it out. Now, when you first start to write the measure, and you always think that you are right, particularly the major part of result already fulfilled. But all the times formula or program is incorrect because of some marginal condition, marginal situation, something like that. So it is not uncommon to go back and then revisit. All right, so I think this can provide you a good lesson of correcting mistakes. Maybe you do not fully understand the logic I present here. It doesn't matter. It really takes some time to understand and then to set out the correct logic. I hope you can appreciate this trial and error journey. All right? Okay, let's break here. We will continue the construction of the DEX measure in part 3. If you find this video helpful, please click on the subscribe and the like button. Many thanks. Happy PBI journey.